among the executives, and that may further minimize whatever the conflicts that arise between different functionalities, and also the conflicts that may arise between one executive to the other executive when it comes to the implementation of various policies and procedures. Now, when we are talking about, strategy, as we have discussed, the first three steps, that is identifying the purpose of the business, what the business is, then coming up with the, understanding what are the goals and objectives of the organization for which it is being established. And finally, the strategies with regard to various functionalities. Now comes the core marketing functions. That is what is going to be the STP, that is segmentation, targeting, positioning strategy of the company, and also the marketing mix. When we talk about the marketing mix, we will be talking about what is the product strategy, what is the pricing strategy, what is the promotional strategy, and what are the distribution strategies that are employed by the company when they are entering into the international markets. So when it comes to the international pricing decisions, the factors that influence these pricing decisions could be their pricing objectives. It also depends upon the market into which the company is trying to enter, basically. Because if you take, when they are entering into developing economies or third world countries, which we call, uh, probably priced products may not be suitable. So they have to come up with low priced editions for those countries. At the same time, there are certain products which are attached with premiumness or which are attached with esteem. So the price for such products cannot be reduced. So these differences have to be understood, identified, and implemented by the company. Then there are cost differences. There is competition. A company has to look at what are the prices that are set by the competitors and accordingly modify the pricing structure of itself. Then what are the demand, how is the customer demand, and what are the government requirements. Basically, firms can follow two different types of pricing approaches. One is cost-based, the other is market-based. In cost-based, a company is looking at what is the manufacturing cost of the product, including the sales and distribution cost, and plus some profit is marked over that to arrive at the MRP. While in market approach, the company looks at what are the competitors' prices and tries to adjust its price to suit the competitors' prices, either going for a low-priced product or a high-priced product. That is pricing high on the same product. Now, here the company has to be careful. They cannot charge less than the production cost when a company is following the market approach. Now, let us look at the distribution strategy. An international marketer can either go for a direct distribution strategy or an indirect distribution strategy, depending upon how new or foreign the overseas market is, how much understanding and joint ventures do they have as far as those overseas market is concerned. If they go for a collaboration with a foreign firm, we talk it as a direct distribution strategy, which we have learned in the last chapters. And when they go for an intermediary already existing in those overseas markets, we call it as an indirect marketing strategy. And always an international marketer, that is the company has to take proper care that they do not try to change the existing distribution system. For example, we already discussed Japan, you can take, Korea, you can take. These are the countries which are still following very traditional, traditional structures. So if Any non-Korean brand to be sold in Korea, in South Korea is a very big challenge. It doesn't happen. So having a joint venture with them will be the only option left. In the same way, Japanese distribution system is also well-locked distribution system, in the sense, if any international firm wants to sell its products in the Japanese market, they have to hire the same distribution system. It is very difficult, and it will be against the waters if the company tries to develop its own distribution system, or tries to develop some collaborations with uh, some companies which are not part and parcel of the existing distribution system. Now, looking at the promotional strategy, international promotional strategy poses more challenges when compared to the domestic promotional strategy, because in international promotion, communication is a challenge because of the language barrier, cultural barrier. More than calling them as barrier, adaptation has to happen to the culture followed in the foreign country or the host country, and the language that is being understood by the majority of the public in the host country. The target audience are also unknown, and these all have to get line with the company goals. In addition, the government controls will always be there. The media availability, because every country has a combination of the media that is unique to that particular country. Then there are economic differences, local distributors, and the availability of the advertising agencies in those countries. Further, it is very important to understand to which stage of the product life cycle the product belongs to as far as that country is concerned. Here, there are 2-3 points on which we have to ponder upon. First thing is, one particular product may not be in the same stage of the product life cycle. Basically, we have 4 stages in the product life cycle: introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. One product that is in the decline stage in a particular developed economy can be in the growth or maturity stage in the developing and underdeveloped economies. So it is important for the company to understand what is the stage in which the product that is being marketed is in the host country, and accordingly that will throw its unique challenges and advantages to the company. If it is in the introductory stage or the growth stage, it becomes challenge for the company to bring in awareness and acceptance of the product among the people in that particular country. Now, being a foreign company, being a non-local company, getting that type of acceptance may be a challenge. Then let us look at the international product policy. So it becomes important for the company to decide what is the product mix they are going to cater to in each of the host country, that is in each of the overseas market they want to tap. Here we need to understand 2 technical terms. One is product mix, the other is product line. Product mix is the combination of the product assortment. Product assortment means assortment is nothing but the merchandise mix that is carried by a particular company or a retail outlet. That is the number of brands that are carried in that, or that are stocked in that particular outlet, along with the models, with the types, sizes, and all combination. So the variety of the products that are carried by a retailer or a company is what we call it as the assortment. So product mix is nothing but the combination of the products or the items with specific reference to various product lines that a particular marketer offers for sale to the overseas market. Now here you have to understand what product line is. Product line is the group of, there could be many lines carried by a particular company. The products within that product line are similar when it comes to the distribution channels through which they are sold, the purpose for which they are used, the similarity in the product, and the potential customer groups to whom the products are being stored. That is how we can call food and groceries as one product line, or further we can divide it as one shampoo product line, one as beverages product line, one as toiletries as one line. Like that, a company can divide its various products into different lines depending upon how similar the products are or how dissimilar the products are. Let us first try to see the example. Here, for an example, I am giving the product mix, a limited and a very, very, crushed example of product mix from Procter and Gamble company. So here you are able to see product line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 6. That means there are 6 product lines and they are naming it as laundry, children products, skincare, hair care, oral care, air fresheners. Even though these are all fast moving consumer goods, and at one particular point of time, all FMCGs can be mingled as one product line for the convenience of the company because they are mostly into FMCGs. They have further divided these FMCGs into these 6 product lines. Now, under first product line, we have got Ariel and Tide. For example, I'm giving 2 brands, detergent powders, what we have, Ariel and Tide. So here the product line length is 2. Under children's products, we have Pampers. So it is 1. Skincare, Olay, 1 product line length. Width is 6. Each product line has a different length. The number of products that are there within that particular product line is the length. When it comes to hair care, they have got Pantene, Head and Shoulders, so it is 2. Oral care, Oral-B belongs to them, so 1. Air fresheners, Ambipure. Now, what is depth? Now, let us come to these definitions. So, product width, it denotes the number of product lines carried by the company. As I told you, 6 product lines are there. So, 6 is the width. Then length, it denotes the number of items or brands in the product line. Hence, I told you for the first product line, laundry, there are 2. The depth is 2. Now, the depth denotes the total number of items that are carried under that particular product line. Ariel might come in different shades, different size packs, and like economy pack could be there, 2 kgs, 5 kgs, half a kg, 1 kg pack could be there. Then Ariel Matic is there. There are various versions of or models of Ariel are available, like green Ariel is there, blue Ariel is there. Tide also, we have, I think, 3 versions. Tide Jasmine is there, Tide Classic, that is normal, is there. Then and now Tide Matic or Tide Liquid also has come. So all the combinations together, whatever the number comes, that is called as the depth of that particular product line. So that is the difference between length and the depth. Length is just the number of brands or products that are carried under one particular product line, while the number of variants under each brand taken together with their sizes, shapes, models, features, all of them taken into models, basically taken into consideration, we call it as the product depth. Then product consistency. It refers to how closely these products are related to each other. Certain product lines are more consistent. That is, the products that are under that particular product line are more homogeneous to each other, and hence we call them as more consistent product lines. Now let us go further. So this is how the product mix that is carried by a company in the host country or the overseas market is to be decided. Once that is done, The company has to understand how the competition impacts their international marketing strategies. If the company is the first of its kind or the monopoly in the overseas market, that poses a different challenge. If the company is trying to enter a market which is already flooded with the competitors, that poses a different challenge. To understand these challenges, first let us understand how a global market has converted itself into a global village. The GDP over this decade has increased explosively. That is, the GDP of many countries have really increased so much that there are so many affluent customers that these customers want more luxuries, more comforts, and more services. This is the first step for increase in the international trade, or for the globe becoming a global marketplace, a global village. Then there is a rapid expansion in merchandise trade that is demanded by these affluent customers. As the industrialization has improvised various automation techniques, tools, and R&D, more and more products are being innovated, more and more services are being innovated. The companies are able to strategize extensively for cost cutting, improved product quality, in order to gain competitive advantage over its competitors. And major thing, revolution in this communication technology, made people across the globe understand, identify what are the services available, what are the products available. They are able to order online. They are able to get products from international retailers and international marketers. And this Amazon and other online retailers entering into the various countries, has really gave a thrust to the international trade. Then there is a second characteristic, in addition, is global MNCs have developed. Great corporations emerged. How? Why these great corporations emerged? Very big, gigantic corporations emerged. How? There is a growth of large pool of liquid funds and more efficient capital markets to employ them. Because of the improvement in the communication technology, foreign institutional investors developed, foreign direct investments developed, and this created really large pool of liquid funds in the hands of the companies. Then, because of this improved financial status, improved logistics facilities across the world, and most of the domestic markets being penetrated, made organizations think about the overseas market to expand their business, to expand their sales, and take advantage of their gigantic size in terms of capital, in terms of liquid funds, in terms of product technology, production technology, and all. And equally, the human skill, that is human resources, also was available, where they were strategizing properly. The global pool of skilled labor was available, who are ready to move from one country to the other, to get the greener pastures. Now, firms operating internationally adopt strategies like, this is given by Michael Porter, cost leadership. Some are able to produce at the least cost. That's why we have so many Japanese management techniques called, TQM, that is Six Sigma technique has come, just-in-time production technology has come, lean manufacturing, agile manufacturing, group technology. All these have been introduced so that the cost of production reduces to the minimum. They're able to differentiate. Product differentiation is possible, and they're able to develop focused strategies. We are living in the days of individualized, marketing. Further, There are government limitations, government actions in the overseas market that limit the type of the product mixes a company can introduce or the international trade that marketer wants to do. Then production resources available in that particular country. It could be the land, it could be the skilled labor, it could be the availability of the technology, whatever it is, and the demand basically from the third world countries. And once all these are strategized, as we discussed, that is, we discussed about STP, we discussed about 4Ps or 7Ps. Now it comes the controlling of these planned actions. And controlling of planned actions demands monitoring and evaluating the implementation of the chosen strategy. And if there arises any type of lacunae or any type of gaps, there is a need to bring in corrective measures. Now let us look at the segmentation, targeting, and position. Now, as you all know, segmentation, because we have done this in the first marketing management paper in the first semester. Segmentation is grouping the potential customers into groups such that people within that group are homogeneous to each other, while one group is heterogeneous to the other group. And depending upon the resources that the company has, the company can target all the groups that are identified, or one group among them, or more than one group. And this process of identifying and trying to cater to that particular selected group is what is targeting. And trying to give an image about the product in the minds of the people within that particular group is what is called as the positioning. Positioning the product in the minds of the customer. Now let us try to elaborate on these three concepts. Especially, every company has got two options, two strategies. They can go for either mass marketing or target marketing. Mass marketing means the company is devising one marketing mix for all the customers in the potential market. That means they are not identifying that there are differences among potential customers in terms of their likes and dislikes towards a particular type of service or towards a particular type of product. And this type of marketing is called as the mass marketing. The best example could be Coca-Cola. Then we have the target marketing. Target marketing means they identify the differences among the customers, potential customers, hence divide the market into groups and try to develop a different marketing mix to suit. Different marketing mix means product, price, place, promotion. Okay, to that particular group to suit the requirements and likes and dislikes of that particular group. Best example could be Indian Railways, where in the same train, they have got first class, second class, third class, sleeper compartment, general compartment. There is space for cargo also. So everything in the same train, that is in the same product, what they are talking about. Now let us look at the market segmentation. Basically identifies that no single marketing mix can satisfy everyone. So there is a need to divide the market into different groups, based upon the characteristics of the potential customers in that particular group. So that dividing the market into distinct groups where the needs, characteristics, or behavior of the potential customers within that group is similar to each other. And one group is dissimilar to that of the other group is called as the segmentation. Now, let's see what is global market segmentation. Global market segmentation poses more challenges because global marketplace is very heterogeneous. As such, the culture, the environmental conditions in terms of macro factors and micro factors in terms of natural environmental conditions. They're all totally different when we are talking about the global markets. And international marketers have identified 9 various ways of segmenting them. And the most important among them are based upon the individual characteristics, that is demographic segmentation, psychographic segmentation, and behavioral segmentation. Based upon geography also, many a times segmentation is carried on, because geographically, depending upon in which latitude and longitude a particular country is placed, the physical, the natural environmental conditions gets affected. That is whether it's a tropical climate, or it is a freezing cold climate, that is chilled climate, or is it a desert, or is it a plateau. All these decides what type of products that are being bought by the people of that particular market. Now, when it comes to the demographic segmentation, we are talking about dividing the market based upon the identification data or the personal characteristics of the potential customers. And in this, we have gender, that is sex ratio, that is what is the ratio of females to males in a particular country, in a particular market, because there are different products that are targeted at female population and different products that are targeted at the male population. Age, especially infants have different requirements. Elderly, senior citizens have different requirements. Even when it comes to the tourism, might be different age groups will target different tourism destinations. Then income level, occupation, education. For example, we can see a lot of difference between Indian way of, approaching investments or expenditure patterns, and the so-called American or European way of investing or approaching expenditure patterns. There's a lot of difference. We Indians buy on a monthly basis. In Europe and US, they buy on a weekly basis. So right from the groceries that have to be stored in the retail outlets, to what type of adventurous tourism packages have to be given, or what type of medical tourism packages have to be devised or developed, they are different. Then religion, race, generation, the nationality, family size, stage in the family life cycle, all these demands the company to have different marketing mixes. Then let us see the psychographic segmentation. It's also called as the state of mind segmentation, where it divides the potential customers based upon the 3 characteristics. One is the social class, lifestyle, and personality. When it comes to the personality, some of us are introverts, some of us are extroverts. Some of us want to be as simple as possible. Some of us wants to be as, expressive as possible. Social class. If you take India, we have a social setup irrespective of the, salary that is earned by people in that particular social class. We have neo-rich, aristocratically rich. Aristocratically rich are those people who are born in the rich family, while neo-rich are those group of people who worked hard and their generation became rich. The characteristics of that means their buying patterns, their investment patterns, their discretionary incomes are totally different between the neo-rich and the aristocratically rich. Then we have upper middle class, middle, lower middle, above poverty line, and people on and below poverty line. This is the social strata that marketers identify when it comes to India. Then we have lifestyle. Lifestyle is, for example, let us take 10,000 rupees is there in the hands of a particular, is the salary of a particular person. Depending upon the lifestyle, how this 10,000 rupees is spent by that person will differ. All those who get 10,000 rupees as a salary may not spend on the same requirements. That is what basically lifestyle classification talks about. So lifestyle classification is how people live their daily lives, including their family, job, social, and consumer activities. Then, uh, the global advertising agency named Baker Spiegel Bates Worldwide has studied extensively 18 countries to identify what could be the uh, divisions in the psychographic segmentation, and they called it as global scan, and they identified there are 5 different uh, global psychographic segments that are identified, namely strivers, achievers, pressured, traditional, people, and adapters. Strivers are those young people who wants to succeed in life. So they are struggling at present. So they have little time and little money. So so I think now it is very clear what type of a products they will be looking for. Achievers are little elderly people than these strivers. They have seen an amount of success, and they are basically quality conscious and status conscious. So the type of products demanded by them will be totally different. Then there are various pressured segments, especially they identified that it is the women mostly who are in this segment, who are pressurized because of the family demands and the financial pressures that they face at various levels. Then there are traditionals. These traditionals are rooted in the past, and they are very keen about uh, you know the products that they are using will not be against those cultural patterns, those values, or those traditions. And also they do not want to lose that touch or that element in whatever the products or whatever the daily lifestyle they are leading. Then we have the adapters, who are older people who have lived their lives, they're content with their lives, they try to manage themselves within the given resources, but at the same time, they are very, very open to change. So these 5 different kinds of groups or segments are identified by this global advertising agency, and they call it as the global scan. Now let us look at the behavioral segmentation. Behavior expressed by the potential customers also will demand the company to go for different types of products. For example, the occasions when the market buy, the benefits the market looks when they are buying for a particular product. For example, if a family is in the top floor of an apartment, they might want a AC with lot of capacity. And a family which is in the first floor of the apartment may want a basic AC because, uh, you know, the heat may not be so much. A family in the rural side of the country may not want that demanding ACs. But when it comes to the families which are in the center of the city, because concretization is happening everywhere, might be AC is a necessity for them. In rural parts, AC could be a comfort or it could be a luxury, while it may be a necessity in the city. So this is how the differences are. So user status. Are we at present, what are we? Are we non-users of the product? Are we ex-users, potential users, first-time user of the product, or a regular user? For example, when Amazon entered to India, McDonald's entered India, KFC entered India, Nike entered India, Pepsi entered India, Coke entered India. There were many challenges. Then usage rate. Even today, cool drinks, we come under light and medium users. We are not heavy users of the cool drinks. And age-wise also, the usage rate of the cool drinks differ. Elderly may use cool drinks less when compared to the youngsters. Infants may not use at all. Then loyalty status, readiness stage. Are we unaware of the product? Amazon had to introduce, cash on delivery, because at that particular point, the market was not digitally ready for digital transactions or digital payments. Now it is not so. Cash on delivery need not be given at all, even though it is one of the options given in most of the online websites, but most of the India is digital ready as of now. So from the unaware stage, the market moves into aware stage, informed stage, interested, desirous, and then intending to buy that particular product. Now, when Ola and Uber were introduced into the market, there were different challenges that they faced. Swiggy and Zomato were introduced, the challenges were even different. So, the marketer has to think all these things before they introduce, to be ready to face the challenges. Next, this is as far as segmentation is concerned. Now let us try to learn what is targeting. So a target market consists of a set of buyers who share common needs or characteristics. So out of many available segments, few segments could be convenient for the marketer to service, that is, to cater, to offer their product to that segment. And that particular selected segments will be called as the target markets. And hence targeting is the process of evaluating each segment. Which segment is good for the company? Which segment is not good for this company? For example, when Priya Pickles, Inadu Group started Priya Pickles, they were failure in Indian market. But the same Priya Pickles were successful in the overseas market, either in the European markets or in the Western markets. Priya Pickles did very well. The reason is in India, the whole setup is different. But when those Indians who settled abroad may not be so good at pickle making, or may not have that elderly help or elderly guidance, or the availability of the resources in the market for resources in terms of groceries and all, and in terms of time and skill also for pickle making. So Priya Pickles is successful over there. Now, what is international targeting? In the words of Warren Keegan, targeting is defined as the act of evaluating and comparing the identified groups. So one segment is compared with that of the other segment, because a company's resources are limited. The company's production technology is unique. This challenges that the company may not be able to cater to all segments. So they have to select one or more than one segments. And which are those segments is decided by the strategy, international targeting strategy. And then selecting one or more of them as the prospects with high potential. On what basis they can select? What are the criteria for selecting? First is segment size and growth. The segment should be sizable enough, big enough that there is a financial viability, possibility of financially viable in that particular segment. The segment should be large enough today and also tomorrow. The segment should be growing. It should not be a, reducing segment, reducing in size. It should be growing in size. Then the structural attractiveness of the segment, the level of competition, if it is, that is why companies may not prefer to enter into matured markets, because lot of competition will be there. If there is lot of competition, automatically profits will be less because lot of advertising, lot of sales promotion has to happen. Then what are the substitute products available? If you take India, for tea, coffee, water, cool drinks are also substitute products because I feel thirsty. I can quench my thirst by having coconut water, by having plain water, by having cool drinks, by having tea or coffee, or by having these green tea or hot beverages like Bonavita and other health drinks. So these are all the substitutes. So what are the substitute products that the market has? The power of buyers, how affluent are the buyers or how needy the buyers are. Then what is the role of suppliers? How powerful are they or are they dependable? This decides the structural attractiveness of the segment. And finally, are the objectives and resources of the company compatible and feasible with the potential customers? For example, in India, Reliance Fresh and all started with, actually Reliance Fresh started with vegetables, only supermarket for vegetables. Compatibility is lacking over there because Indian purchase parameters, or according to an average Indian, we have a different distribution channel for purchase of non-vegetarian items, vegetables, and all. So it did not materialize. It couldn't stay. So the Reliance Fresh has become a fresh and groceries supermarket, and it is doing very good. So that's how ITC has started. ITC e-Chowpal vegetable supermarkets. That also did not work much. Those supermarkets were taken off because vegetables in AC environment might be, first thing is very costly, and in the mentality, that means it's not that Indians cannot pay for it, but we feel when fresh produce is available in the next door or neighborhood vegetable market or Raitu Bazaar, what is the need to pay extra prices and then buy from them? That could be the attitude. You all also think about it. Now, how do we select a global target market? There are three different types of strategies. First one is undifferentiated marketing. That is one marketing mix for the entire market. Then differentiated marketing mix. That differentiated marketing strategy means each segment a different marketing mix is devised. Then concentrated marketing strategy. That is only one segment the company selects and they will have a specialized product to cater to that particular segment. Even though a company is global, they should act local. And that's where micro marketing becomes the necessity and the need of the hour. Now, this is how, when it comes to the undifferentiated global marketing strategy, we are talking about mass marketing. That is where the company has only one marketing mix for the entire market. So you can take the example of Coca-Cola, Coke. You can take the example of Maaza. You can take the example of Fruity. You can take the example of Vim, where the company has got one product for the entire usage. That is, there is the same product with the same price, with the same distribution network, and with the same communication strategy that is used for the entire market. No different communication strategies, no different models, no different price changes or the distributions are used, are, differently framed. That is undifferentiated marketing. Now let us see differentiated marketing. This is also called as segmented marketing or multi-segment strategy. Here, the company tries to target two or more than two segments. with different marketing mixes. This is how it is. There is a marketing mix 1 that is targeting at segment 1, marketing mix 2 targeting at segment 2, and marketing mix 3 targeting at segment 3, because they identified the basic differences. We have in textiles, it happens. There is formal wear, there is party wear, there is traditional wear. So hence different, outlets are also coming up, and different textures of textiles are made to suit these requirements. So this is a market coverage strategy in which a firm decides to target several market segments and designs separate offer with separate offers. But the challenge is this differentiated strategy demands more resources and it is quite expensive. So only big multinational corporations will be able to implement it. The costs associated with research and development, production, sales, and marketing activities will be high, because for each segment, they have to devise a different marketing mix. We have Hindustan Unilever. Lux talks about, movie heroine soap. Lifebuoy talks about Jeremy Kill. It's a different strategy, different promotional strategy, different price for that soap. The product also is different. Lux makeover is different. Lifebuoy makeover is different. Dove is once again different. Number one is different. So different marketing mix to suit different marketers. Sorry, different customer segments. Then we have concentrated or global marketing strategy. This is also called as niche marketing. That is, there are certain specific requirements by smaller segments in the market where the big companies are not able to cater to. So a company has a competitive advantage, has a technology, or has a particular skill, and they want to cater to that. For example, Hyderabad is a vaccine hub of the world. We are not making generic formulas. We are not making, tablets and all. Hyderabad is a vaccine hub. Like that. A market coverage strategy in which a firm goes after a large share of one or a few segments. Not even few, only one segment, we call it as a niche. Focus is on only one market. The company tries to use all its resources to understand that market, design and develop a marketing mix for that particular segment. For example, Rolls-Royce, it's a premium bike. So a premium car. Okay. So Surf Excel Gentle Wash, it is for silk cloths. Now, Rolls-Royce people cannot think of reducing the price. If they think of reducing the price, that premiumness attached to it is gone. So, not more than a specific number of people should be able to buy Rolls-Royce in a particular year when taken all countries together into consideration. Then only that uniqueness will be left with Rolls-Royce. New firms with limited resources which cannot compete with larger firms opt for this strategy. This strategy poses both an opportunity and a challenge for the company, because this niche may become a generic in the future. For example, Dow. Actually, Dow was catering to the niche, that is working women population who do not have lot of time to take care of their skin routine. So Dove was a soap, costly soap, where it does not call itself as a soap, but it's only a moisturizer. But they made it generic because the entire set of cosmetic products are there under Dove as of now, from shampoo to moisturizer to cleanser to toner, all are available with the Dove or under Dove. Fine. So that's about. Now let us see what is micro marketing. So tailoring the products to the requirements of local customer groups. McDonald's has done it. KFC has done it. When we take McDonald's, as I always tell you, the vegetarian version in the menu had to be introduced, and the low priced burgers also has to be introduced. Aloo patties, then egg based burger that is available for I think 25-30 rupees is introduced specifically for Asian markets by McDonald's. KFC has introduced not only the rice bowl that is not there in the international markets, but also they have introduced this. They are speaking about different kitchens for vegetarian and non-vegetarian versions. There are many hotels catering with Jain food. So here we are looking at local marketing and individual marketing. So tailoring brands and promotions to the needs and wants of local customer groups, looking at cities, neighborhoods, and specific stores is what local marketing is. Tailoring products and marketing products to the needs and preferences of individual customers. For example, many a times we as customers get specific mails and WhatsApp and messages telling that that's a marriage day of a particular customer, so some discount is given. From Tanishq to Reliance Trends, everybody are doing it. So that is what is individual marketing. That's it for today, friends. Let us meet in the next class tomorrow. Thank you, friends.